The Italian Wine Podcast is the community-driven platform for Italian wine geeks around the world. Support the show by donating at ItalianWinepodcast.com. Donate €5 or more and we'll send you a copy of our latest book, My Italian Grape Geek Journal, absolutely free. To get your free copy of My Italian Grape Geek Journal, click support us at ItalianWinepodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. Grazie mille.
Welcome to another episode of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Each week, she travels to incredible wine destinations, interviewing some of the Italian wine scene's most interesting personalities, talking about wines, the foods, as well as the incredible travel destinations.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. It's actually 1:30, so good afternoon. My name is Stevie Kim, and this is actually a new series for the Italian Wine Podcast, and it is with Jeff Porter, because he's just moved. Hello, everybody. I'm seeing a lot of people here. This is a special series. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Ciao. Ciao, ragazzo.
Grazie.
Are you outside?
See, on my terrazzo.
Oh, excellent. You have a terrazzo. That's the real Dolce Vita here. So I was just introducing you because this is a new series. It's only Instalive series, but of course, we'll replay it on the Italian Wine Podcast where we have a much wider audience. And it's called the Livin The Dolce Vita with Jeff Porter because you've just moved here.
See, it's been 1 week and a day.
Where are you?
We are living in Torino, in Piemonte.
Okay, so in Torino, in the city?
In the city, right outside the center, along the Po, on the eastern side of the city.
Okay. For those of you who are less familiar, I think he's very famous, of course, in the Italian wine world. He's in what you would call an American, very American, a Texan beverage professional, wine professional. I think you've been working in the field for how many years now already?
23 years, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very excited because he's so much fun. He is, of course, our Italian wine ambassador. He writes for Wine Enthusiast. He tastes wine for Wine Enthusiast. He also had a series of his own called Sip Trip Italy, and you can still find that on his YouTube channel, and maybe it's still streaming somewhere, right?
It's on SOMMTV, YouTube, and then I'm going to hopefully do some mini versions of Sip Trip now that we're in Italy.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to that. So what we thought of doing, I really literally pinged him 3 days ago and I said, while you're here, why don't we do an Instalive series, just a few minutes every week, just to touch base with you and try to understand his capability to adapt to Italian lifestyle and life in general. So tell us why you are in Torino at the moment. What made you come to Torino?
So I'll back up a little bit. I was one of those college kids who always wanted to do a study abroad, but I made the fatal mistake of listening to my girlfriend at the time, and she was like, "Oh, we'll break up," and I was like, I didn't want to break up, so I didn't go.
But who's your wife at the moment, or another girlfriend?
This was a long time.
Oh, okay.
Before my amazing wife, who has joined me and our daughter. I don't have many regrets, I'm lucky to say, in my life, and there's the one regret I've really had. And as I've got deeper and deeper into Italian wine, and I'd hit a ceiling in my Italian language abilities that I think, if without studying and being immersed in the culture and the language, that I wouldn't be able to kind of turn the corner in my Italian to be able to really connect on a heart-to-heart basis with producers who may not speak English as well, or also just so they could understand me and so I could meet them more than halfway.
What is your current level of Italian right now?
Perfunctory. I can get around.
You can order food.
I can order food. I can find the bathroom. I understand more than I can speak. We're taking intensive Italian. I started Monday. Right. I go 3 hours every morning.
Every day, Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. I just got done with class right before this. I was running home because it's like a 30-minute walk.
Right.
And Italy means so much to me for so many different reasons. I want to be deeper into the culture. And I kind of want to hopefully establish a foot in both places more so. I mean, I've always kind of been hopping back and forth, but having deeper roots here, I think is just going to allow me to have a better ability to convey the message and ideas of producers to the audience back in the States.
And you've chosen Torino because you're near Barolo and Piemonte in general, or?
When my wife and I were looking at cities, since we live in New York City, we didn't want to live in a big city. So Rome and Milan were kind of like, we don't want to be a part of that,
yeah.
Right? But we also wanted some city life. And so there were 3 cities that were kind of in our rankings.
Okay. What were the top 3s? Let's hear it.
So Bologna.
Mm-hmm. Good choice.
Torino.
Okay.
Bolzano were like kind of the 3. And Bolzano got nixed.
Yeah,
quickly.
Bolzano is not really, I wouldn't call it a real city.
And it's no disparaging to Alto Adige. It's just like it didn't fit into what our family needed.
Yeah.
We needed a place that had international schools, so schools that would educate in English, but also teach our daughter Italian. So Torino has a few of those. And then just for family reasons, I wanted to be close enough to an airport where I could immediately get back to the States if something happened. Both of our parents are older.
Right.
So Malpensa is only 45 minutes away. So if there was some issue, we could hop on a plane and get home. Plus, the Frecciarossa runs through Torino that goes into France. And it also, right now, the tunnel's closed, but it also can get us to anywhere. I can be in Verona in 3 hours. I can be in Rome in 4. I can be in Florence in 2 hours. So that was another reason. And then
coming back to America, Vinitaly International Academy, the ultimate Italian wine qualification will be held in New York City from 4 to 6 March 2024. Have you got what it takes to become the next Italian wine ambassador? Find out at vinitaly.com.
In looking at all...
Hold on 1 second,
okay,
because
no worries.
I think my... Può lasciarlo lì, per favore. Okay, grazie. Yeah, so it's of course lunchtime here, which means when the courier arrives, no one is around. And I'm the closest to the door, as you know.
You're the door person.
Yeah, I am the multitasking staff at the moment. Okay.
And Torino kind of fit all the bells that we needed as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when I look at the places in Italy where I have deep connections from friends standpoint, and also just in case we needed help,
right?
This was kind of a place where I know some people in Torino who are Torinese. I know people obviously in the Langhe, that if our family was in trouble, that people could help us.
Right. How old is your daughter?
Today, she turned 10.
Oh my God. So she's still small. So where is she going to school? Like an international school?
She's going to an international school here.
Right.
She takes the bus every morning. I drop her off. It's right, the pickup's right down the street.
Right.
And she came back. My wife and I were very concerned about her. She's been at the same school in New York since she was 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were kind of concerned about, would she like it? A lot of the international schools in Italy are like 50% Italians and then 50% other kids from all around the world. And, Italian kids are not necessarily, that's a different culture. So we weren't sure how they were going to accept her. And she came back the first day. She was like, I love it.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
So far, so good.
Amy says, happy birthday, Bea.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But so far, a week and a day in, it's been great. There's been hiccups. Like, everybody was warning us. It's Italy. And the biggest hiccup, and today we were able to do this because I got Wi-Fi yesterday.
Welcome to my life.
So when we rented the apartment, the other things that were challenging is we needed an apartment we're staying for 8 months. So it's a short
8 months, right.
sabbatical. We needed a fully furnished apartment.
Mm-hmm.
We needed a garage. We needed all these certain...
How did you find the apartment in the end? Like an agency or online?
We went through an agency, a friend of a friend connected. And it was interesting that the agent didn't speak any English.
Mm-hmm.
So, and nor does my landlord, but we find a way to communicate.
Right.
It's fast practice for me.
Yes. Intensive learning.
And the first day we walk in on January 2nd, he's like, "Oh, mi dispiace, un fibra non faccio." And I'm like, "Oh no." And I had to turn in a lot of work for the magazine that week. And I was freaking out. And he was like, "It's still a holiday here. I don't know. It could be next week. It could be the week
When
after.
did you move? When did you get to Italy?
The 2nd of January.
Oh, okay. So just now, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were here over the holidays. Okay.
I mean, we were in Val d'Aosta a few days before, but that sounded so bougie. But everybody out there, skiing is a lot more affordable here in Europe.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, we were in Cogne, not known for skiing, very easy, but to rent skis and a ski pass for me for one day was 45 euros.
Right.
It was nothing.
That is kind of cheap, though, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a beginner, so I just spent the whole time
on the bunny slope. How did it go?
Good. I only fell once.
Okay, excellent.
It was spectacular, though. It was a good fall.
So how was your move in? Like, what was your experience like? I mean, today I want to keep it short, and then we'll talk about what we want to do with this series. But so give me your first week into the Dolce Vita, besides the Wi-Fi problem.
You know, it's interesting. It's just like, I guess another interesting thing that I think we take for granted in the States is how we can use our larger home appliances in together at the same time without the energy turning off.
Blowing up the fuse.
I didn't know that the normal kilowatt is 3 kilowatts. And if you want to pay more, you can get 6 kilowatts, I guess. We learned this the hard way as we were running the dishwasher, the oven, and the washing machine all at the same time. And then whoop, the power went out. So luckily I knew where the fuse box was. I turned it back on and I called the landlord and he was like, "Oh, no, Jeff, tu Americani.
Yeah.
In Italia non funziona insieme." So you can't do it all together.
But did you also know that the appliances, like, even the washing machines and the dishwasher, they run for a very, very, very long time here?
So long.
I know.
It's all the little, like the beauty of this. And one reason, when my wife and I were going back and forth about, can we do this? Should we do this? Part of it was like the challenge, to add a challenge to our life. We've lived in New York for over a decade. We're used to everything and I love it. I love our apartment. I love our neighborhood. I love our community there. But it's beautiful to be challenged in this way. Like the simple things that you take for granted, like where does the soap go in the machine? What is this thing that says number of spins?
Right.
We've learned that to get our clothes somewhat dry before we hang them up, we need 500 spins.
Right.
The oven is so small. Like I don't think a Thanksgiving turkey could fit in this oven.
No. I mean, I have one, but it's a professional oven,
Right. This oven.
But have you actually got a dryer?
No, we just have a washer.
So where do you hang your clothes? Like outside
it's an ingenious setup. So our building was cool. It was built in 1936.
Okay.
The ceilings are like 12. I don't know how tall they are. They're really, really, they're taller than our apartment in New York. And so they created this pulley system and we have a little hook and you pull the pulley down and there's a big long bar that could fit a whole sheet on like a king size bed. And then you just pull up the pulley and it dries all above in the laundry room. The whole laundry room look like flags basically hanging from the ceiling, but it might be, instead of flags, it's like underwear, sheets, towels.
So you're now having the Italian class every day, right? So you're not doing any winery visits. I mean,
not yet.
Or you have a half a day.
Right now, since we're so fresh, we're trying to really stay as a unit to be with the family and understand. Like, I want to learn about Torino. So we bought, of the many things that are beautiful in Italy, there's a huge pride for the museums and the cultural artifacts of the country. And there's this museum pass that's good for Val d'Aosta, Lombardia, and Piemonte.
I didn't even know that. That's fantastic.
And so we all bought one from each of the family. It has over 400 museums that we just show the card. We get to walk in for free.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the Palazzo Reale here, which is the palace where Emanuele the second and all the other family of the Savoy lived. And that was really beautiful. And we're going to go to the Mole, which is the Museum of Film here in Torino this weekend. So right now we're kind of like, we're trying to be Torinese, trying to, like, I don't even have, this is the saddest part, I don't even have any wine in my house. I just go by, there's a Enoteca.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah, it's crazy. Normally I have hundreds of bottles of wine in my house, and now we buy as we need. We go to the Enoteca around the corner. I've already made a relationship with the owner, and she's super cool. And she's like, "Oh, try this." And I taste it.
What have you been drinking this week so far?
The other day we had the Regaliali Nerello Mascalese Rosato.
Okay.
One of my favorite things on the planet is roast chicken, so Giro Rosto, right?
Yeah.
And there's this company called Santa Rita Giro Rosto. I don't know if it's just in Piedmont. I don't know if it's all of Italy, but I've seen 2 stores here in Piedmont or in Torino. And you go there, you buy the whole chicken, and they have wine. They had like 7 bottles of wine, and it was Chiretto, it was Regaliali, it was like good, really
good quality wine,
not base.
Yeah.
€8 a chicken, some salsiccia, and some patate.
Oh my God! Everyone's going to be moving to Torino now.
It was the best. It was the best. I was like, this is great.
Yeah, you are living the dream now with all the highs and downs, right? Ups and downs.
Luckily, there's, the hardest part was getting the visa.
Right.
And, it's a waiting game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we could have been here sooner, had the visa come here sooner, but it didn't come until August. And that just kind of screwed everything up for school. But otherwise, the beauty is these challenges in the little things, like the laundry, the oven, the dishwasher's different. But even going to the store, like, you don't touch the fruit when you go to the frutteria, right? Or the produce shop.
Yes.
What are they called?
Fruttivendola.
Fruttivendola, right? The fruit, like,
don't quote me though. My Italian sucks after having been here squillions of years, but yeah, fruttivendola.
The owner of the shop was like, did this to me. I was like, oh, mi dispiace, non toccare.
Yeah.
And so it's just learning those kind of things, which is fun, and it's a challenge. And the other hard challenge is the garages here. So we had to get a car,
right? And
the garages are extremely small, so it takes me like 20
What
minutes.
What kind of car did you get?
I have a small, it's a Citroen C4, so it's like a baby Toyota RAV4.
Right.
And I just am not used to the size of it, so I don't really understand. We have to take a specific turn to get it into the building.
It just takes practice.
But you can see, like, on the side of the wall, hundreds of cars just ramming into the garage, like with
the paints, right?
Yeah, with no care. You could years of layers of cars just scraping the side.
No, it's fantastic. So I think I'm going to wrap it up for today. It was just a hello, and you're such a good sport. And I think we'll just have fun talking about your Italian life, La Dolce Vita. And we'll talk about, of course, some wines and, Italian lifestyle and the winery visits, and the food, of course, is amazing. So I think there's a lot to talk about, and I love getting your perspective as the fresh Texan in Torino. So I hope our audience can join us every Thursday whenever we can get Wi-Fi. Like I think 2 Thursdays from now, I'll be traveling to Austria, for example, but hopefully there's some Wi-Fi. So actually I'm driving because it's easier to drive. And there's some areas, there's no connectivity whatsoever because I've done that trip before. So we'll see. Yeah. It'll be fun.
That's the other thing before you go, the one thing we're super excited about. We've mapped it out each month. We're picking a different city within Europe to go visit for just 36 hours.
Oh, you're
just
kidding.
to go to Vienna or to Barcelona or wherever, because it's so close, and the airline cost or the train cost is relatively inexpensive as it compared to leaving New York. There's nothing that's €40 to take a flight to Amsterdam.
Right. Okay. Just make sure those low cost flights go out to a completely different airport. So just be careful with that.
Exactly. Well, that's Torino basically is based around these low cost airlines at the airport here. So it is going to be cool. Well, I thank you very, very much, Stevie, for this.
So listen, benvenuto in Italia. Jeff Porter. And that is out. We're signing off, but we will be back next Thursday, same time, 1:30. So join us, and maybe we can have guests sometimes. We can invite guests, and we can, they can ask you questions too. Okay?
Perfetto. Arrivederci.
Ciao. Ciao, ragazzi.
Grazie.
Ciao, Jeff.
Listen to the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Himalaya FM, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. Until next time, cin cin.